Disturbingly strange and bizarre historical facts you won't believe, but are completely true too. Part 1. Netherlands. In the 17th century, there was a speculative frenzy known as tulip mania in the Netherlands, where tulip bulbs were traded for astronomical prices, leading to a market crash. Mexico. The Chapultepec Castle in Mexico City was once home to Emperor Maximilian I and Empress Carlota. They ruled Mexico briefly, with Maximilian meeting a tragic end by firing squad. Greece. Ancient Greeks believed that sneezing was a divine message from the gods. People often waited for a sneeze to make important decisions. Italy. In the 16th century, Italian artist Benvenuto Cellini wrote an autobiography that included stories of his criminal activities, like murder and breaking out of prison, alongside his art. USA. In 1950, the US military planned to use bats as living bombs. They intended to attach tiny incendiary devices to bats and release them over Japanese cities during World War II. Part 2. Spain. During the Spanish Inquisition, people accused of being witches were sometimes subjected to the trial of ordeal by water. If they floated, they were considered guilty, but if they sank, they were innocent, though often drowned. Australia. In the 19th century, Australia experienced a great emu war, where soldiers were sent to cull emus, causing crop damage. The emus, however, proved quite resilient, and the soldiers lost the battle. Scotland. The Pineapple War occurred in Scotland in the 18th century. Sir George Bruce built a house with a pineapple-shaped tower, leading locals to believe it was a sign of wealth. This resulted in an attempted theft of the pineapple. Russia. Catherine the Great of Russia had a room called the Amber Room, completely adorned in amber, gold, and precious gemstones. During World War II, the room mysteriously disappeared and remains lost to this day. Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the goddess Bastet was associated with cats and had a temple where thousands of feline pets lived. Killing a cat, even accidentally, could result in a death penalty. Part 3. China. In ancient China, corpse walkers were people who could reanimate the dead using a mix of mercury and vinegar, using them as cheap labor. France. The French kiss originated from a custom in the Middle Ages where nobility would kiss each other's lips to prove they weren't concealing poison in their mouths. Germany. During the 17th century, people believed in the existence of Nuremberg eggs, mechanical self-playing musical instruments in the shape of eggs. India. In India, there's a village called Shani Shingnapur, where houses and shops have no doors, and thefts are virtually non-existent due to a belief in Lord Shani's protection. Canada. Canada once had a pogie bait tradition, where a special treat was given to soldiers before battle to boost morale. This term later inspired the word pogie for unemployment benefits. Part 4. Canada. Canada experienced the maple syrup heist in 2012 when thieves stole around 3,000 tons of maple syrup worth millions of dollars, leading to a black market for this sweet commodity. Mexico. The Aztecs used hornet paper made from wasps' nests as a form of armor. It offered protection against arrows, spears, and other weapons due to its toughness. Italy. In the 16th century, poisoners used inheritance powders containing toxins to slowly kill their victims, making it appear as if they died of natural causes. Scotland. Scottish tartan patterns and clans as we know them today were largely invented during the Victorian era, romanticizing Scotland's history and creating a tourist attraction. USA. During Prohibition in the 1920s, bathtub gin was a homemade alcoholic concoction. People would create it in their bathtubs, and it often resulted in dangerous and toxic brews. Part 5. India. In India, the well of Sheshna is believed to be an eternal flame continuously burning for over 2,500 years, fueled by natural gas seeping from the earth. Japan. In ancient Japan, people practiced ubasute, where elderly family members were abandoned in remote areas to die, a method of euthanasia due to poverty and limited resources. Egypt. The ancient Egyptians practiced cranial trepanation, drilling holes in the skull, possibly for medical purposes or to release evil spirits. Some patients survived this procedure. Sweden. In Sweden, knocking the pipe was a tradition where people would knock on their pipes 3 times before using the toilet to warn any underground trolls. Australia. In Australia, drop bears are a fictional koala-like creature used to scare tourists. These creatures are said to drop from trees onto unsuspecting visitors. Did you enjoy learning about these fascinating facts? Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more incredible top 5 infotainment. Thanks for watching.